So hey friends, today I will tell you some of the best revision techniques or methods which if you understand very carefully, then you will gonna ace in your exams and gonna get A plus and become a topper. And I'll guarantee you, if you follow the steps that I will tell you in this video and implement it, then you'll never ever gonna forget what you've studied and gonna get a great results in your exams. So without any further wastage of time, let's get started. So the first technique or method is the active recall. What is active recall? Now I'm gonna explain you it by a simple example. Just assume that in your college or in your school, your teacher explained you a topic or concept. What you have to do is when you came to your home, just take a paper, take a pen, and write all the things which you remember in that lecture of what your teacher had taught you. Pressurize your mind, force your mind to think what you have studied in that lecture, particular lecture, and don't take a look on your notes. Go further after and write as much possible as you know. So this is called active recall. You force your brain, you pressurize your brain to think how much you know about it. And when you do this kind of activity, then your mind connects to all those, like all those dots to remember the thing that you know. And if you miss something, any information or any line, then just after this active recall, go back, check it out, and add that thing that you forgot. Here is a warning. Just don't do passive reading. What is passive reading? Just by looking at your book and reading the lines. Making notes. I'm not talking about don't make notes, just make concise notes. Alright. So don't make lengthy notes. Don't copy which is already written in your book or notes. Alright. So don't make lengthy notes. Don't highlight any lines, and just don't read a book and assuming that you study it. Number two, space repetition. As you can see on your screen, this is the forgetting curve. What it basically says that if you study a concept, a topic or something else consistently with 5 to 6 times of revision, then you'll never forget that information. Because you know what, when we try to memorize something, so in a week we only get to know the 50% of that information, just because we haven't revised it multiple times. So space repetition is basically you have to revise a certain topic which you have studied in your first reading for almost 5 to 6 times. And how you're gonna do it? Obviously the first reading that you have studied, so you couldn't call it a revision. First revision will be after 1 hour what you have studied. I know it will be very boring to again study something that you have just studied 1 hour before, but I'll tell you that you will see the results if you follow the steps. So the first reading what you have studied, alright, then after 1 hour revise it again, then after 1 day revise it again, then revise it after a week, then the last one is on the after 1 month, which means on the day 30. So basically we have revised 4 times in a month. You can extend it again, and because you have revised information or a concept or what you have to study consequently 4 to 5 to 6 times in a month, then you're gonna beat the forgetting curve. Because look, if you will not gonna revise multiple times, then the information which is in your brain, which you know a little bit about, will gonna start fading if you want do multiple revisions. So the third thing is Feynman technique. So basically what you have to do is read a concept or topic, study and learn it deeply in your first reading, then try to teach it to someone else or to yourself, like just standing in the mirror and explaining it to yourself, or just taking any kind of object. Just like, look, I have this book cover, so what I'm gonna do is I'll put it somewhere else and I will gonna teach it. It sounds funny, but look, this is the scientific study that if you try to teach something to someone else, then the probability of the information to get remember in your mind will get high. So this is called Feynman technique. Basically you have to teach the information that you have studied to someone else or to yourself, because it makes you realize that how much you know. Number 4, use as many senses as you can. So what does it mean? While you study something, for example, you are reading a chapter, so use many senses. For example, obviously you are using your eyes to read that information. So the second thing is you have to use your voice, your mouth. Try to read it loudly. So you are using your second sense, which is your voice and your mouth. So what does it mean? First, you use your eyes to read that particular information or concept or something. Then speak while reading that topic. Second, all right. Third thing is use your fingertip. Like if you are reading something, So put your finger on that line and then try to read it. All right, because your eyes will gonna focus on that particular line. Right, it will not gonna get distracted. And obviously the fourth sense, which is while you are reading that particular information or that line of paragraph, you hear that thing when you speak. All right, so what you are using again is your ear. So basically we have used the four senses. Use as many as multiple senses, because it will gonna help you to gather that information and it's stuck in your mind. So the fifth technique or method comes in our list is kernel method. So basically what you have to do is, just like I have shown you here on the screen, take a page, draw a table. At the top you have to write the title, at the bottom you have to write the summary, at the left side you have to write the keywords, the questions, the dates or any important information. Then at the right side you have to write its points. Just I'll give you an example of it. For example, in which year we got the independence. So I'll write it on the left column, like in which year the India got its independence, and the right side I'm gonna write the year 1947, basically like that. Then the sixth method or technique of revision comes in our list is the blurting method. So basically what you have to do is make a table and divide it into three columns. First will be a rectangle and the bottom two will be square. The top column or that rectangle, for example, you have studied something in your class, all right, in lectures, or you have studied something from your textbook. Write all the information as much as you know in the first top column. Then in the bottom right column you have to write the active recall questions. Yeah, so make your own questions and write it in the right bottom corner. And in the left bottom corner and in the bottom left corner you have to write all those things that you have missed or you forgot, all those information. So that is it for today, guys. I wish that you're gonna use these methods and follow it very properly. So if you like this video, then like this video and make subscribe to my channel and put that notification bell to all to get the latest updates of my videos, and share this video to your friends who get low marks or who get failed in their exams. So see you in the next video. Up till then, bye bye.